All right, welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, we have 358 stories, cop stories, vice, narcotics, gangs, R-rated, X-rated, not X-rated, but pretty gross. Some of them are really gross. 40-some years later, I can't forget them. So look them up. Hope you enjoy them. Continuing on that website, RealCopStoriesVideos.com, we have question and answers. We've done 146, and we're coming up on that. So ask me a question. I'll tell you no lies. And if you want to ask me a question, go to the site, rsbcopstories@gmail.com, and I'm answering you directly, and then I'll also answer you like we're doing now on video, okay? So what I'm doing now is I'm continuing the question we had as how long do squads stay together? Went from a great squad to a dysfunctional squad, and I'm going to another semi-dysfunctional squad, okay? I made Detective 2, which is a supervisory position on the, to get the new assistant spot, and to the dysfunctional squad. And so now I can be moved around where needed as a supervisor, because they need supervisors. Everybody needs supervisors. And so that squad got disbanded just because of deployment, of the city of deployment. They wanted to eliminate two. There was three squads in there. Eliminated two of them and put people in other places to build up other squads. It was kind of like I play poker, so I kind of like having a poker table that's 9 people and it drops down to 6. So they bring in other people and eliminate other tables to make a full table. You know, it's just what they're doing. They're just filling up spots. So I was one of the guys that got moved to another squad. This squad primary function was to intercept outgoing and incoming narcotic packages in the mail, UPS, FedEx, where people are mailing drugs all the time. They're mailing money back. There's all kinds of stuff going back and forth. So that was a interesting assignment. So I go in there, and again, I was sent there. I wasn't chosen by the top step. I think he didn't like that, and I know he didn't like it. I think he wanted to pick his own people, but our captain decided to put us in spots where we could do the best for the unit. So I get in there, and as soon as I'm there, I find there's 3 people on my level, 3 supervisors, and then one of us is the assistant to the top one. Found out real fast the top step really was just going through the motions. He was one of my old partners, ironically, but he was lazy. He just let his assistant do everything, and his assistant was an ex-motor cop. Never went up. He was never a detective one. He came in from an ex-motor cop. Nothing against motor cops, but they have a different mentality if you've been a motor cop for like 12, 13 years, and then you go in to be a detective. You've never done that kind of work before, and so they put him in there. He was kind of golden boy, and then 6 months later, he's an assistant, and now he's running people. He never did that before. If you know anything about motor officers, they run by themselves. They have partners sometimes when they go down the roads. Most of the time, you don't usually see, when you get stopped by a motor officer, you don't normally see another motor officer. He may drive by, you won't see that. But unlike patrol guys, you have partners, you pull somebody over and you both get out. Motor officers are single guys, they're all by themselves. So they don't have a lot of experience in working with people or dealing with subordinates, and this guy didn't. He would talk down to you, including the other supervisors. He had his own opinions, he had his own ways of doing things, and we kind of look at the top step, and he just looked at us like, well, he's running it. And said, whew. That tells me that if you say that about your assistant, then that's the way you want to run it, because he represents you, the top step. Very close later on when I'll tell you about my assistants. Yeah, I took it personal because they represent me. So this guy represents the top step. And so he would talk down to us, didn't do very many cases. He would kind of talk about long-term cases. He was afraid of doing certain things that a lower level detective would know that you shouldn't be afraid of doing this. He was worried about going to court. He was worried about search and seizure. He worried about a lot of things and it showed by his comments that he never done a lot of these things. Search warrants, court, testimony, expertise, how to word things in court so that everything's legal, not lying, just wording it correctly so that you can win these things in court. And so I worked with this unit and didn't like it, but I had to. I had no choice. I was there, and again, I'm going there marking time. I went there with my eyes wide open. This is great. I'm gonna come in here and work and do that. And then after about 2 or 3 months, you realize, you know what? This is not where I want to spend my rest of my career here. This is dysfunctional here. They're not working. The employees didn't get along well. We had one employee that one of my cop stories I told you before was very OCD. He had his blotter set up. He'd come in every morning and wash it down. He had all his pencils lined up perfect and perpendicular to each other. Everything was lined up perfect. Cleaned his every day. Sprayed his chair. Brought in his own cushion. I look over at that, and I'll tell you a little bit now because you might not have seen the story. But so when he left the office, I'd go up there and I'd flip over his cushion, throw it on the floor. I would move all the pencils around. I'd turn the blotter sideways, and then I'd go back and sit down. All the guys are watching me, and nobody wants to dive me off. And I'm back to work like nothing happened. He walks back, he gets back, and I thought if it was me, I would go, "Hey, who's messing with my stuff?" You know, I can't get out. Okay, sits down, looks. First of all, looks at his cushion, shakes his head, puts it in the chair. Of course, he cleans it. You know, chair. And then looks around where everybody's watching him, looking. Here he goes. Oh my gosh. I go, this guy needs to be the mental institution, not a police officer. Okay? Of course, then during the day, about every other day, he takes his gun out, you know, cleans it, takes it apart. We're supposed to be able to clean our guns a lot, but not every other day, maybe once a month, you know. You take it apart, you oil it, it's an automatic, so you run the slide, so to speak, make everything okay. You know, he opens up the drawer. I'm watching all this. He's right here. He's watching right next to me. Opens a drawer, pulls out a box of bullets, empties out the bullets from the magazine, puts it over here. Remember, these guys are, okay, new box, new bullets. Really? Okay. I've owned lots of guns, okay. Bullets, I don't know, 2 or 3 years probably. You're lucky if they're correctly made and they're sealed properly. Keep your powder dry. I mean, as long as you don't expose to the sun or weather, or water, it lasts a long time. It's still going to fire. May not fire as fast as it could. I don't know. I'm not an armor. I think you still got 2 or 3 years of bullets, so they have to work every month or so. That was kind of fun. I'm getting off track here. That was. So this is a squad I'm in. Okay. Oh my gosh. So they fought us all the way. Okay. So that's fine. So then I'm getting my paperwork because I was last night doing all this, so you could do this correctly. So I was there 8 months. Longest 8 months you wouldn't believe. Okay. So now during the course of this thing. I take an oral for top step. Okay, and I covered this before, some of it, but right now we're going to squads. Okay, so to make top step, first you have to be what they call a detective 2, which is certainly a supervisor. And then when openings come up for top step, usually there's 2 or 3. Depending, people retire, people transfer to other divisions, so it leaves openings. Okay, so my level. You want to make top step. It's a nice pay raise. You don't have to make any more cases. You're in charge of people. It's a pretty good jump in pay. So they have an open oral board, and I think the first one I took an oral for 2 positions. It was like 45 applicants. Okay, realistically about 20 were qualified. The other 20 some take it because they want to practice in taking it. You're in front of 3 captains. If you get practice, they know they're not going to make it. They're too young on the job or too young in their assignment, but they go in there to learn how to take these orals. So the next time they won't be sweating as much, you know. It's pretty stressful. And so the one I took for, it was 60 applicants for 1 position, okay? So I thought I didn't have a chance to make it, but I thought, oh, what the heck, give it a shot, okay? And I'd taken 3. This is my 3rd one. So I worked all night, took the thing and got it, okay, which is really weird. Okay, so anyway, so the person that was the most surprised was me, okay? There's so many guys. Again, realistically, of those 60, about 24 were qualified as far as I'm concerned. We're all kind of the same level. We're assistant squad leaders. We have a good record. We don't have no blemishes, working hard, doing our job. And so I felt that was my competition, not 60, maybe 20. Okay. And so, but still, it's, 1 in 20 making it, whew, but anyway, so get it off of that. So, I made top step, and it's interesting. I go down to a squad. I was told this squad, I told you in other stories that the captain told me this squad was having problems. They had bad supervisors for a long time, about 5 or 6 months. They had one detective that was charged with perjury because he wrote a search warrant on an investigation, and then they made an arrest, and he wrote the arrest report, and the 2 didn't match. Okay. Now, I would call that perjury. Maybe not, because he didn't really testify in the sense that he was trying to hide or corrupt anything. He just which report is correct, and in courts that's bad. So the word is perjury because that's all they got. The words they have. But basically, on our department, it's more like false and misleading statements and improper police reports and a lot of stuff. So he was under investigation for that. And what's bad was when I went down there, I found out that he was he was not a top step. He was a supervisor. So they had no top step. So he was running the squad and also making cases and also writing search warrants on. Well, I found out quickly when I got there, and I knew beforehand, when you're in charge, you cannot be doing cases. You have to be away from that and be objective to what you're doing. You cannot be. I'm not trying to defend the guy. I don't even know the guy. I've forgotten his name even. A month after I got down there, I already forgot his name because I don't know the guy. you can't put that many things on your plate. Okay, and that's what happened. I think he put too many things on his plate. And he was trying to show the squad he can make cases. And he's trying, and ultimately it buried him. And I think he ultimately got fired. Okay, for that. So I think he's lucky he didn't get charged criminally, because they could have charged him for bad things in court. Can't do that. Can't do that. Court must maintain its honesty as much as possible. Truth from officers has to be. Okay, so anyway, I go down there. I'm an offshoot again. I go down there, and you know, it was interesting because I think I might have told you before. Up until I had when did I make it? 26 years on, I think. Yeah, 26 years on. And I'd always been with a partner to eat lunch, or a group of guys go to lunch, because we're all the same rank. We're all policemen, detectives. Okay. Well, this first day I come in. There's a warrant at 1 o'clock on the board. We had an easel board. There's a search warrant at 1, search warrant at 4. Great. Well, everybody comes in at 10. All the troops, and I'm saying hi to everybody. I don't know anybody. I'm just they know I'm here. They got a word ahead of time that where I'm coming, who's coming here. Some don't know me. Some have heard about me. From who, I have no idea. So I'm waving at guys and calling guys over for different things, and I don't even know their names yet. I don't know anything. So about 11 o'clock, you see people drifting off for lunch. Okay, and next thing I know, I have 7 under me, actually 9. The room's empty. I'm by myself. And that's the first time it hit me that I'm the boss, okay? Because no one wants to have lunch with me, otherwise they're going to consider it a kiss ass, and I can't pick someone to go lunch with me because they're going to consider him a snitch and a kiss ass. So I'm alone, and I'm sitting there going, for the first time in 26 years, I'm alone at lunchtime. Weird. So I get in my car, and I'm working Watts, you know, so I drive around looking for something to eat, mostly fast foods, which is fine. I find a Taco Bell / Pizza Hut. I drive the drive-through. I get my little pizza and my breadsticks. I go sit in the corner, my back to the wall, so I don't get shot. I'm in a plain car, and then I just eat. And I'm thinking, whoa, wow, okay, that was weird. Okay. Anyway, I'm getting on a sidetrack here. So anyway, so now I have a squad. I have a squad of 7 assigned and 2 loaned, 3 women, and 5 or 6 guys, 3 women. Okay. Start out kind of rough. Start out Peter principle. I had to show them that I am now their boss and I'm not going anywhere, and this is the way it's going to be done. There was some conflict. If you look at my other videos, it was a warrant we had to cancel. I canceled it. They didn't like it. I gave them an ultimatum: stay here or leave. I don't care. The captain told me fix it. If I have to fire people, meaning release them, do it. So I did. I have to stop you. I'm running out of time. I'm so sorry, but I'm still going to continue on, and we'll hopefully the next one I'll finish up the story about squads and go to another one. Okay? Thank you. Bye bye.